Here's a list of some of the most unique, unexpected, and downright crazy laws that have been passed in various African countries. These laws reflect cultural norms, historical influences, or unique societal priorities and may surprise you. No plastic bags allowed, Rwanda. Rwanda has banned plastic bags completely since 2008 as part of a national initiative for environmental sustainability. Travelers are even searched at airports to ensure no plastic bags enter the country. It's so strictly enforced that tourists and locals alike can face fines or even jail time for possessing plastic bags, making Rwanda one of the cleanest countries in Africa. No obscene haircuts, Uganda. In Uganda, there are laws against obscene hairstyles, especially in schools. Many institutions have specific haircut guidelines, often targeting trendy or Western hairstyles among students. This law is controversial because it restricts self-expression, with students sometimes punished or even expelled for having inappropriate haircuts. Ban on witchcraft, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Both South Africa and Zimbabwe have laws banning witchcraft, but they differ in enforcement. Zimbabwe's Witchcraft Suppression Act prohibits the practice, while South Africa's Witchcraft Suppression Act is more about restricting accusations of witchcraft. Witchcraft accusations are treated seriously and can result in fines or imprisonment, especially in rural areas where belief in witchcraft remains strong. Chewing gum ban, Cameroon, some regions. In parts of Cameroon, there are strict restrictions on chewing gum. It's not an outright ban, but in certain public places like government buildings and schools, chewing gum is strictly prohibited. This ban exists to maintain cleanliness in public spaces. Offenders can face small fines, which makes it similar to Singapore's famous gum ban. No public kissing, Uganda. Uganda enforces a Public Order Act that restricts public displays of affection, including kissing. Public kissing, especially among unmarried couples, can result in fines or even arrest. This law is designed to maintain conservative values, but it surprises many tourists who aren't aware of the social norms against public displays of affection. No fortune-telling, Eswatini. In Eswatini, fortune-telling is illegal, as it's considered to be misleading and potentially harmful. Fortune-tellers can be fined or even imprisoned if caught practicing. This ban aims to curb what is seen as deceptive practices, but in a country with deep traditional roots, it's surprising that fortune-telling is so strongly discouraged. Restricted naming conventions, Morocco. In Morocco, there's a government-approved list of acceptable names that parents can choose for their children. Names not on the list can be rejected, especially if they're seen as non-Islamic or non-Arabic. The law restricts names to preserve Moroccan heritage and religious values, but it limits parents' choices in naming their children, which many find restrictive. Ban on vuvuzelas, South Africa. After the 2010 World Cup, which brought vuvuzelas into the global spotlight, certain South African stadiums have since banned them for being excessively loud and disruptive. The vuvuzela was celebrated as a cultural symbol, but the deafening noise it produces led to complaints, resulting in it being banned from certain events despite its popularity. Social pressure to be overweight, Mauritania. While not an official law, Mauritania has a social custom where being overweight is culturally encouraged, especially among women, as it's seen as a sign of wealth and beauty. It's one of the few places where social norms around weight are entirely opposite to the slim ideals found in many other parts of the world. Odd marriage laws, Eritrea. In Eritrea, there's an unusual law that states men must marry more than one wife, a rule reportedly aimed at addressing a gender imbalance. Although the law isn't strictly enforced, it's often cited as one of the world's oddest marriage laws. The concept of mandatory polygamy is strange and controversial, and while it's not enforced, it still exists on the books as a unique part of Eritrean law. What do you think of these surprising laws? Let us know which ones were the wildest to you.